how to elevate your personal standards and why it's so goddamn important. Arguably the most important thing that you can ever do in your life is really set yourself high standards, high expectations, and with nothing less. I see it time and time and time again. People do not love themselves. They do not value their time. They do not have any idea what good looks like, and their life is a mess. Their brain is a toilet, and everything else rolls downhill from that. It's something that I've always thought about. Initially I just thought I had high levels of OCD. So I live in a clean environment. My clothes are clean. My shoes are clean. My teeth are clean. Like everything that I own is in a space that I put it for a certain reason. Most things in my life are buttoned up. There's only a few things that might lead astray a little bit. Maybe my SOPs could be a little bit more precise. Maybe there's a little bit of my funnel that's a little bit that could be improved upon. But as a whole, everything is in order. Having your ducks in a row in your house in order is the most important thing, because I've been seeing it a lot. Like people, they just mask their standards with bullshit. They think, my excuses will get me out of this. Drinking will get me out of this. Acting the fool will get me out of this. Pretending I don't care will get me out of this. Living in the moment will get me out of this. Like, this shit is cat. It's bullshit, and I find it disrespectful, to be honest. I find it, maybe I get disrespected easily. Someone told me the other day that when I said what they were doing was disrespectful, they hadn't paid on time. They agreed to a certain payment and they didn't pay, and I had to chase them. And after 2 weeks I was like, we're getting to the end of this point now. I was like, this is extremely disrespectful. And they were like, this isn't disrespectful, I'm just going through this and this. Excuses. I said, in this life you have nothing but your word, and communication is the number one skill in life, in sales, in relationships, in any business. Because your standards aren't high enough, because your standards are low, and you're used to dealing with people with low standards, you will allow me, the person who is trying to get you to where you need to be and has been doing so with intention and with intensity, and now you're going to disrespect me by not paying me on time. And you know what I said? I don't give a fuck about the money. The money is not the problem. I don't give a fuck. I can live without your money. I've got enough. I can live without your money. The problem is your lack of respect. You could tell me a week beforehand, Connor, I'm going through this, and this. And my role as a coach, as a mentor, as a human is to either help you through that or have some level of empathy where we're like, cool, no worries, keep me updated on how that goes. If you need a couple days to sort some shit out, I'm not savage. That's all you need. And I'm the most helpful when I want to be. But when people piss me off, and I think it's easy to fall into this nice guy thing, because really, like, at heart, I love confrontation. I love it when people want to go toe to toe, because I know I'll f them up. Not physically, but just mentally and through my words, because I just know that I have everything in order. Like, you've got to dig hard to find something that's going to fucking throw me, because it just won't happen. When I speak to people, I'm like, why don't you just have better communication skills, which comes from having better standards for yourself? And a lot of people are stumped, and they always throw their toys out the pram. And my favorite thing to do, so if you're in this position where you're trying to elevate your own standards and the people that are around you maybe aren't, call them on it straight away. And if they fuck with it, perfect. If they don't, then you need to cut them. If they change their tune and they change their life at the end, then you'll only ever rise up with them, and you'll meet them at the top. You cannot baby these people. You cannot be the shoulder to cry on. You cannot carry the boats for them. And I've noticed it just in my business recently. I'm like, cool, this is a complete reflection of me and my standards. The last couple of months I've been chilling. I haven't had time to chill in the past 15 years, it seems like. I know that's a bit melodramatic, but I've been working a lot for the past 15 years. So I took a couple of months where I was doing less, working more on the business as opposed to in, which was great. Great for my nervous system, great for my physique, great for time for reflection, great for my tan at the time. But what happened was when people see you not lowering your standards, but not upholding them and not being as much of a Hitler with it, they think that they can get sloppy, and they think that they can get soft, because they think just because you're doing it that they can do it. So you always have to lead by example. And this is something that I've noticed recently, is like, I try and lead by example in every respect. But if people are going to copy what you're doing when they haven't done the work, they haven't made the cash, they haven't been through the bullshit, and they haven't actually done anything, then what the are they doing? They're not a good fit anyway. So this is just how I've been thinking about a few things, because I like seeing the best in people. I really do. I feel like I can see the potential in anyone I meet. I can really make them believe it in their own soul as well. Get them to fucking the places that they want to be, and be the person that will stoke the fire for them when they need it. But most people don't want it. That's the main truth. Most people do not want it. Most people will choose the hard, which is easy, which is comfort. They will not choose the hard that is uncomfortable. So if you meet people who had tough upbringings, or they're an orphan, guarantee you they'll be way more successful than you, who had a soft upbringing because it wasn't easy. It was uncomfortable. So they're used to being uncomfortable. And don't get me wrong, I had a good upbringing. I don't know where my savagery comes from. Probably my mother, because she's a bit militant. But as a whole, it's like your standards need to be high. Your standards need to be almost outrageously high, bordering on like OCD, making sure that people know that your standards are higher than theirs. Because what will happen is other people with similar standards, which is a good point, is you won't even realize that any other person has similar standards to you. And then you'll get to a point where you'll meet other people and you'll be like, oh, I'm not the only person who has extremely high standards. I'm not the only person who actually gives a about how I live and how I do things and how I present it. Oh, I'm not the only person who actually goes to the top, who really wants this shit and is willing to put it all on the line. And that's honestly the best feeling. When you meet these people, it's like, I have had this recently. It's a bit like I was like, finally, I've met some people that like really know how to, that really like are doing well in their businesses, much better than me, that have got their handled, like they've got seemingly, I know everyone has their downfall, but seemingly everything is very much in a row and just at a much higher level than me. So I'm like, I just want to fucking be around these people because these guys are really making no excuses and really pushing the envelope in their life. So yeah, it's just something I've been thinking about, is the standards that people uphold. Because it doesn't matter if you live in a squat, you can have high standards. Doesn't matter if you haven't got the nicest clothes, you can still make sure they present them. Doesn't matter, like, you know, the way you look like when you were born, you can still go for a run. You can still get in the gym. Still lie in the sun and get a bit of a tan. You can still do these things. It's just whether you choose to. Because everyone's soft. They don't. It's never been easier to lose in my mind. It's so easy to lose nowadays. And I feel like most people are going to end up losing. 99% of people, without doubt, will not make it. Without doubt, will not make it in any form. And that's the scariest thing for me. Is like, I don't even think I'm working that hard. I know I'm in the 1%, but I don't think I'm working that hard within the 1%. Like, there's people doing it different. And if you don't feel like you're in the top 1%, physically, spiritually, emotionally, business-wise, financially, like, at least got to try and get into one. Because if you don't think you're in that fucking position, then you're cooked. Like, most salespeople, most of them won't make that much money, to be honest. You have to be a dog. You have to be a savage. You have to be a student of the game. You have to want it more than the other person, because there's a sale on every call. You either sell or you get sold to, and that is it. And that is the one bit of advice I would say. If anyone takes anything from this video and you're in sales, marketing, any sort of negotiation where you have to sell a product or service or vice versa, there is always someone on the call who gets sold, and it's your choice whether it's you or them. But yeah, bit of a deeper one. Miss these chats, but subscribe if you haven't already. Should be doing like a video a week on should be doing about a video a week on like vlogs, lifestyle vlogs. Got a few cool ones coming up, and then let's see if we can get back to daily educational videos, because I love these. They get me gassed, especially when I'm in murder mode and murder mood. Peace.